Every so often you think someone in this administration can't be more incompetent than the last, and then Kash Patel proves you wrong. The FBI under his watch has looked more interested in TV publicity and loyalty than in doing the hard work of protecting the public. That failure is on full display in how the Charlie Kirk investigation unfolded. Bungled messaging, late arrivals, and a broader purge of experienced agents that helped create this mess. We'll break down the leak and how it all blew up next, but first, if you want to support this coverage, please like the video and subscribe. And yes, even critics across the spectrum, including Steve Bannon, have noticed what's going on here.
What I want to see is some law enforcement people step up to the microphone, give some details, and take some questions from the media. I don't know why Kash flew out there, thousands of miles to give us, hey, working partnerships and our great partnership in Utah. Okay, I got that. No offense to the law enforcement guys in the future of this. The public assumes that you're working together as partnerships. There's certain assumptions when you walk to the microphone of information we don't need time and time and time again. I tell my team, when these press conferences are scheduled, I don't know if I need to be for the first 10 minutes because it's just going to be some all group thing about how great we are. Charlie Kirk was assassinated in cold blood by a left-wing Antifa affiliated or Antifa-aligned person. Okay? We want to find out about him. We want more details about him. And correct me if I'm wrong, Matt Bowles here, and we're going to get Poso by phone. In the Discord channel, the guy said there's nobody, we're not looking for anybody, there's nobody here. Yo, I think he's got at least one accessory. Maybe the roommate? I mean, who is in the Discord channel? They're talking about the gun and retrieving the gun. I would assume that person has some knowledge of a crime and has some knowledge of a crime right immediately after the shot was fired. And I don't remember, no one's come forward and said that guy came forward and said, hey, I think my roommate just shot Charlie Kirk.
If even Steve Bannon is criticizing Kash Patel's leadership at the FBI, you know the situation is serious. Patel has repeatedly mishandled this investigation and then tried to claim credit for results he did not produce. He praised the return of good cops, while in practice, the Bureau's response has been slow and disorganized. Patel himself didn't arrive on scene until much later. Meanwhile, he spent more time cultivating a public persona than doing the day-to-day work the job requires. This is the person now overseeing parts of our federal law enforcement apparatus, and that should alarm everyone. Even outlets that normally back the president have publicly questioned his performance, and that skepticism is an important part of the story we're about to unpack.
We've also got new, clearer images of the person of interest, and they also give us a better view of the man's face and the clothes he was wearing. A baseball cap with a triangle logo, dark sunglasses, and a black shirt with an American flag and eagle. And then there's this chilling video obtained by TMZ, which appears to show the person of interest walking by several neighborhood surveillance cameras.
This is why, amongst many things like Charlie Kirk saying he doesn't believe in empathy, why it has been so difficult for me to feel compelled to have any when I don't, because MAGA and Donald Trump are responsible for the epidemic of gun violence in this country. It is a policy choice. It is a policy failure. And the fact that he has put in place such imbeciles in our government, people so incapable of doing their jobs that they put us all in harm's way, is the reason why we have these outcomes. So it's very difficult for me to feel bad when this is as the right loves to say. You love to see it, and you love to say it. When it's a nice family, joyful, and important, and contributo members of a community being deported, you say, that's what I voted for. But when it's screwing over your buddy, yeah, you don't like it as much. Well, clearly Kash Patel's focus has not been on his job, which he can't do, but helping Trump's publicity. It was what was revealed right here. And it's just one element of a secret plan that is blowing up this all. Keystone Kash kept Kirk arrest secret so Trump could spill on Fox. FBI Director Kash Patel did not disclose for hours that Charlie Kirk's suspected killer had been arrested, so that President Donald Trump could make the announcement on television. 2 days after Kirk's murder, a tense manhunt was set off. Patel revealed on Friday that Tyler Robinson, 22, had been taken into custody at 10 p.m. on Thursday in Utah, or midnight Eastern Standard Time. However, the Bureau did not inform the public that an arrest had been made until about 9 hours later, allowing Trump, a former reality TV star turned politician, to reveal the crucial breakthrough during an interview with Fox and Friends. You always have breaking news, Ansley. The president told Fox and Friends co-host before making a joke about her partner, Sean Hannity, who has his own late-night program. Sean's going to be very disappointed that we're not doing it on his show. The news that a suspect had been arrested was confirmed by Patel and Utah Governor Spencer Cox at a press conference about an hour later. "We got him," Cox said. Kash Patel kept the public in the dark so Donald Trump could deliver a sound bite on Fox News. That alone shows exactly how misplaced the priorities of this administration are. Families and survivors of a tragedy were left in fear, uncertain if a threat was still active, just so the president could claim credit for breaking news he wasn't even responsible for. This is political theater, not leadership. Trump may say he cares, but his actions show he's more interested in what he can gain from the moment, whether that's attention, influence, or promotion of his own ventures. And when it comes to the FBI's failures, there's a reason for the dysfunction, including lawsuits tied directly to Patel's role.
The day when the government agency most completely in the news is the FBI, we want to bring you this important story. 3 longtime, decorated, highly respected former FBI employees have filed a lawsuit against the FBI and Justice Department and their current leaders, including FBI Director Kash Patel. That lawsuit alleges that Patel knowingly broke the law when he fired senior FBI executives at the behest of the Trump White House. The 69-page complaint says that the plaintiffs were the target of, quote, politically motivated retribution and are seeking to, quote, vindicate their constitutional and legal rights. One of the plaintiffs is Brian Driscoll. He is a career FBI employee. Donald Trump appointed him to the role of acting FBI director at the start of his second term, while Kash Patel was awaiting Senate confirmation. Driscoll was fired by Donald Trump on August 7th, reportedly for refusing to fire agents who'd been assigned to the investigations into the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol. The plaintiffs are described in the lawsuit like this, quote, Brian J. Driscoll Jr., Stephen J. Jensen, and Spencer L. Evans served this country with distinction and courage as special agents and senior officials at the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Over the course of their remarkable careers, they prevented terrorist attacks. They rescued American hostages. They saved children from predators, and they disabled violent street gangs. That is who they are. According to the lawsuit, the incoming FBI director, Kash Patel, quote, stated that his own job depended on the removal of the agents who worked on the cases against the president, regardless of whether the agents chose to work on those cases or not. The suit argues that Kash Patel's actions are a violation of the federal law and of the United States Constitution, saying this, quote, Patel not only acted unlawfully, but deliberately chose to prioritize politicizing the FBI over protecting the American people. His decision to do so degraded the country's national security by firing 3 of the FBI's most experienced operational leaders, each of them experts in preventing terrorist attacks and reducing violent crimes. Joining our coverage, MSNBC senior investigative correspondent Carol Leonnig. Carol Leonnig, that's the first time I've had the pleasure of introducing you that way. Let me first say welcome and thank you for saying yes. And let me ask you about this really serious reporting you have on what is the most serious kind of story we cover around here, and that is a lawsuit alleging a political purge atop the FBI.
Well, Nicole, first off, thank you for the warm welcome, which I've received so many places. And thank you for the energy and emphasis you put on this subject and have, whether it's when I was a Washington Post reporter or now that I'm a member of your team. This is, to me, a pretty stunning, striking legal complaint. 69 pages, as you mentioned. But it is the first time there are inside accounts from the top layers of FBI headquarters.
This administration promised safety. It promised law and order, but it has delivered neither. And it never will. Before the facts were even known, they rushed to scapegoat marginalized groups, turning tragedy into fuel for hate. Let's be clear. This was never about Charlie Kirk. Just as in life, his name is now being used as a tool, an excuse to push division and prejudice. That's what they want. And while they fan the flames, real people are left behind, struggling, betrayed by the very leaders they trusted. I won't stay silent about it. I won't play along with empty, performative outrage. I'm going to keep telling the truth as it is. And if you want to support that work, you can hit subscribe, leave a like, and drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I will see you soon.